Do you like the clickbaity headline? I do. So I've worked in retail for a really long time, and the job that I have now honestly has the nicest customers I've ever worked with. That being said, anytime money is changing hands in a job, which would be pretty much all of them, tempers are bound to get a little ridiculous. And after over a decade of working in retail and customer service, I've got the whole calm them down and get them out happy routine down pretty pat. And I attribute a lot of my success with angry customers to just being nice and treating them like other human beings. So here's my question. Why can't we all be nice? Like, always. I mean, sure, we get disappointed and we all have bad days, but I've never gotten angry with someone to the point where I couldn't at least continue to be civil unless they actively aggravated me and then continued to do so with the sheer point of just getting me upset. I have a few thoughts on this, and one of them comes from my friend Meredith, who recently came to visit. She, after a particularly rough customer I'd had who told me that I was going to get cancer because I was fat. That was a fun conversation. I came home and I recanted this little tale to Matt and Meredith said, I heard this phrase recently, hurting people hurt people. And I thought that was a really interesting thing to think about how if I'm in pain, maybe I also want you to be in pain. And I've felt that in certain situations where people have hurt me really bad, and so I want to kind of throw it back at them, but then it passes after a while. But I don't understand how, someone can hurt you, and then you in turn around and hurt someone who has absolutely nothing to do with it. Now, in this woman's case, she didn't really have anyone to be angry at. She had cancer, and she, in her own way, didn't want me to get cancer, and so she decided saying hurtful things to me would help her fight the cancer, maybe? It was just a really bizarre situation, and I understand getting angry at something that cannot be fought, Circumstances outside of your control, and especially if you're a control freak type person, that must be really frustrating, I imagine. One of the biggest things to me is empathy and learning to see where people are coming from. But sometimes I really struggle, especially when it comes to the aggressive acting out anger thing. Another thought that crossed my mind when it comes to the whole why are people jerks sometimes thing is conditioning. In the early 90s, what was one of the most popular television shows was America's Funniest Home Videos. And most of those videos consisted of men getting hit in the genitals with various objects and then crouching over and falling down. And that was supposed to be funny. In the scheme of things, it is considered extremely socially acceptable to laugh at other people's pain. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Why do we find it funny to hurt other people? And I know this probably throws me in the middle of this whole politically correct argument, but if we don't think about why we think things, then we are going to continue to do crazy things, like let Donald Trump run for president. Okay, sorry, not getting political. As a social function, we tend to find that if we throw a big enough fit, we can get what we want, which, is an attitude I see all the time from little kids in my department. And I see this from adults all the time too, where they start yelling at a cashier because they think if I embarrass them, scare them enough, then I will get what I want. And I just have to wonder, how many dollars are worth your self-respect? How big of a fool are you willing to make of yourself in order to get money? When Matt and I moved out here, we had some pretty lean months. And in those times, we were extremely careful about how we spent every single dollar that we had. If something rang up wrong, that wasn't the cashier's fault. That wasn't even the store's fault, probably. It was a corporate error or whatever. And if they couldn't fix it, then I just walked away without it. In thinking through all of this, I realize some people don't like what they perceive as fake niceness, but being polite, remembering that every single person that we encounter is a person who is going through things just like you are a person going through things. I think if we could keep that in the forefront of our minds and just be nicer people in general, things would just be better, you know? There's really no reason to be mean. Ever. So Leah, very cool skiing video. I haven't gone in many years. Last time I went I had a really bad concussion, but I still think it would be fun to go again. And Amy, good luck with the wedding things. It's worth it once you get through it, I promise. Alright, and oh, I didn't get to say congratulations to Chris on the baby thing, and Maya, good luck with the rest of your finals. I hope things get a little easier after this. I hope things get easier for all of us pretty soon, so.